What I wanted to speak to today is another aspect or the opposite of the pornographic, because it's really hard. I know it is for me, and I'm sure it is for you. Andrea Dworkin yesterday spoke about the necessity of our knowing our enemy. Well, in order to know our enemy, we have to expose ourselves really energy sapping things. And to do that, we need all the strength we can get. We need each one of us to deal from a place where we are most powerful. And what I wanted to talk about today was the erotic as a source of that power. The erotic as a source of that power. And how urgent it is that we recognize that within ourselves and that we not confuse the pornographic with the erotic. The name of this is uses of the erotic is power.
The next morning, I woke up, and it was very interesting because I had a gospel choir concert to go to. So I got up very early myself and sort of tried to sneak out, but he had a door that would only lock from the inside. So I'm fully dressed, waking this man up with no clothes on, trying to say, I need to sneak out your house. At which point he woke up, saw me, pulled me back into bed, took off all my clothes, and Lord, you start feeling things that you ain't never felt before.
The erotic is a resource within each one of us that lies in a very deeply spiritual plane.
It was probably the best experience I've had so far. And it's sort of like they say about your first love, not forgetting it, and I miss it. I mean, it was very interesting that having the innocence, I sort of experienced some things, but I didn't experience everything I could have, because I was sort of like, well, what's going on, and this and that, and feeling things and going, I didn't even know you could feel these things, more or less, feel them on a regular basis.
In the same way, we have attempted to separate the spiritual and the erotic, reducing the spiritual thereby to a world of flattened affect, of vague mystery. A world of the ascetic who aspires to feeling nothing. But nothing is farther from the truth. The severe abstinence of the ascetic becomes the ruling obsession, and it is one not of self-discipline, but of self-abnegation.
At one point, feeling certain things, he sort of flipped one over, and one went flying over, and before you know it, one was experiencing many things of a personal nature, and it was very interesting because it was like shock and pain and everything at once, and then it stopped being shock and it stopped being pain, and I think that was a different type of initiation. That was an initiation that sort of said, yes. It's like a friend has said, penetration of liberation, I was liberated. Penetration of liberation, I was liberated by this man.
Once having experienced the fullness of this depth of feeling and recognized its power, in honor and self-respect, we can require no less of ourselves. But the erotic is not a question of what we do alone. It is a question of how acutely, how fully we can feel in the doing.